Hey guys, so I did just attempt a hair video and it didn't go right because my straighteners suck. So I'm just gonna throw some of this oil through my ends where I've just gone over to try and help it a bit and make everything nice and sleek. And then we're gonna get started on a makeup tutorial. So there's like 100 different things I want to do and they're all pretty basic. I was thinking like super glowy bronzy look, which I haven't actually done for ages or I've ever done properly to like how I want it to look. Now that's gonna look a bit greasy for now, but that will just sink in. And then, oh, there's just loads, like, well, I've got a list on my phone and I'm sure none of them will be executed how I want them to be. But I'm thinking maybe we should start with the, so it's basically like a really nice, quite natural skin look. And then I do a winged, well, not really a wing, just like a, you know what, this is painful, guys. How can't I even get anything out? It's like using a NYX jumbo pencil on the top of your eye. It's like a really nice, just a really nice look. So maybe we should just do that and get into it because that way we can get somewhere. So the nice thing about being here and the lighting being so good at the minute is that all my drawers are right here. I can see the back of my hair looks nice. Everyone's a winner. But the natural daylight at the minute is amazing. So I want to try and film as much as I can whilst the weather's nice. So for skincare, I'm just using a really tiny amount of the Weleda Skin Food because my skin has already got a good bit of sort of moisture on it. I've been sat in the garden, so I did put on some SPF, so I quite like the way that looks. For my base, I'm going to be using this L'Oreal Lumi Glotion. It's just a natural glow enhancer. I like using it as a primer as such, more of like a base, not because I don't think it would add to helping my makeup stay on any longer. I think it just does add a nice lit from within glow, and I usually use the lightest shade. This is the darkest shade, and I've been using, or I did use this on holiday because I really liked the way it looked. You sort of could just use it and not bother with any other makeup, because it adds like a really, adds a bit of a tan, and then it also just adds that holiday glow that you really want. So that's a nice sort of base I like to go in with. And then for foundation, I want to keep the skin soft matte as such because of the base. So I'm going to use this Fit Me Matte and Poreless foundation in shade 220. Ooh. And I'm just going to use a little bit because it's actually a really nice day, and if I was going anywhere I probably wouldn't want my skin to be too covered. Imaginary life, quarantine life. So then I'm going to use this, this is actually, I think it's like a bronzer cheek brush from Real Techniques, but it's quite a nice one. I like a big brush to sort of buff my makeup in. So yeah, that's what I'm doing, guys, buffing away. So that's what it looks like. I haven't actually tanned for the longest time, so I'm just gonna take a few dabs of what's left on the lid and I'm just gonna buff that down. Enough, I've got the high neck sweatshirt on, so don't have to worry too much. I think I'm going to just leave concealer for this second, and I'm going to try this new contour stick. So this is the Beauty Pie cream contour stick in shade 02 Chocolate, and it's amazing, guys. It's pretty much, I haven't actually used the Charlotte Tilbury one, but the component is an exact dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury one. I know this isn't going to work on my phone, but just so you can see it a bit better, it comes like this. You just you spin it like you would to on, and then you would squeeze out however much product you need, and then I might just lock it again, and then I'm gonna sort of just do 3 little dabs where I want it, and I'm gonna use that same foundation brush, bring my hair out the way, and just lightly buff that in where I want it. And it's so easy. I used it when I filmed this tutorial the other night, but went in, like, did way too many dots, and it was just too much, but I really loved the way it looked, so I'm just going to sort of use what I have in there, maybe one more there, because that's more than enough. And I just love the fact that you can, blend it really easily, and it's in that tube, and it is so simple. It's a really, really, really gorgeous product. I hope they bring out a dupe of the highlighter. And I'm just brushing that up. You always want to brush up, bring it in. You don't want to drag it down, because that's just going to create the illusion of, well, not what you want to contour. But yes, probably I would like to see if the other shade is a bit cooler, but I would definitely get one of each colour for my kit, because they're beautiful. I look so bronzed. And then 3 little dots there, and that'll be it for me. I think it's just so nice. It's so easy. Sounds so lame. It's like just as nice as the Milk makeup sticks. I love them, but it's just nice to find loads more alternatives. And I've never actually used that Charlotte Tilbury one, but yeah, this is a nice one. And maybe a bit over my nose, whatever's left on my... I don't know whether we should move if the lighting's moving, but I'm going to be using the Born This Way concealer. This is the Naturally Radiant concealer. This is light nude, and you guys can see it's really yellow, and I'm loving it. I don't think I have actually ever used a like yellowy concealer, because I've always just gone for whatever the lightest shade is, because I used to really love that blinding white under eye. Not that I thought it was blinding at the time, but I just wanted to show you the shade difference between, this is 190 Fenty. You know what, this does look kind of yellow now, but I know when I used it against this one, I did think, oh my god, it's so cool toned. But the top one is the Fenty, and this one is what I'm using now, which is the Too Faced Naturally Radiant one. So you can see they've got different finishes, and the Fenty one I have still used a bit for like that lower part of my under eye to sort of brighten a bit if it's quite purple or my bags feel like they're quite indented. I do like to just try and lift that really bottom bit, like you can see where the dents are. So yeah, I've been loving this concealer. I can't really fault it. I haven't tried their other concealers. I did like the Born This Way foundation for a bit, but I wasn't mad about it. But this concealer I probably would buy again, because I love the colour. Or I'd buy from them again and just match up and make sure I got the same colour. So then I'm just gonna feather those edges out with my brush I used for contour and foundation. I have got more brushes, I'm just being lazy. But yeah, that looks really nice and radiant. I like that. And then maybe I'll just like press in any product. that might be just sitting there so I don't crease. And then because I feel like I look a bit one colour, I'm definitely in the wrong spot. Let's move you around a bit. Bit better. Trying to keep the mess out of shot. I might just hit my forehead with a bit of concealer just to brighten it up, and I can see better if any of this needs a blend. Whilst that is just settling on my face, before my eyelids get all creased, I'm just gonna use my Fenty powder in butter, which is my fave really, and I would repurchase. Oh, actually, you know what? I do want to try the By Terry hyaluronic acid one, but for now, I mean, I'm not getting through this anytime soon. I'm just going to use my little Beauty Ply sponge, and I'm just going to press my eyelids because, as we all know, they get oily. And then I might just sort of lightly set my T-zone before we get any further. So whilst our eyelids are just sort of setting, I'm going to go in and do my powders. I'm going to use the Hoola bronzer in caramel. And I don't want to use a lot of it, so I'm just sort of going sparingly. And I'm just going to pop that sort of over those points where I contoured, because I like a bronzy look. Look at that. What, this side always goes muddy without fail. But I'm just gonna brush the excess off onto my forehead. Buff that in. A little bit on my nose to make it look realistic. Sometimes I quite like that too, just to like buff off any excess foundation so that my freckles come through. And then I'm going to use the same brush because I'm a monster today. And I'm going to go in with this Milani blush in Coral Cove. And I really need to watch because this already came out. But I just want to sort of like keep it up here. Wow, that's intense. So that was not too bad, but I'm just gonna use that brush I've used for everything, and I'm just gonna blend that together. So we just want it as like a healthy flush over the skin. Now for eyes, I am gonna just take a really small, I was about to brush that, sorry. I am going to take a buffing brush, like a eyeshadow crease buffy brush thing, and I'm just going to dust off what is left on my lid and grab my mirror. And I always do on these inner corners because I find whenever I bake, it really leaves like a crease here. I don't know if anyone else finds that, even as much as I buff it. We're gonna buff that, and I'm gonna bring you closer. I'm gonna go in with my Milani bronzer blush, and I'm just gonna buff that into my crease, and then I'm gonna sort of build it up slowly. So it's not really like a real pop of pink. I just want it to sort of add a bit of shape to my eyes, but also keep that colour. I quite like it. I'm going to use my Becca Volcano Goddess And I'm just gonna go in with that shade Granite, which is like a really grey toned nudie brown, and I'm just sort of gonna lightly copy where I went with the pink. Just doing like window wiper motions. Doo, doo, doo. And with a nice like big buffing brush, you kind of can't go too wrong. And then I'm just gonna sort of shade in here a bit more, because I quite like when that looks quite sort of shaped, I guess. I don't know. Up to my brow. Sort of in a triangle there. I'm going to use my Becca Volcano Goddess, and I'm just going to go in with that shade Granite, which is like a really grey toned nudie brown, and I'm just sort of going to lightly copy where I went with the pink. Just doing like window wiper motions. Doo, doo, doo. And with a nice like big buffing brush, you kind of can't go too wrong. And then I'm just gonna sort of shade in here a bit more, because I quite like when that looks quite sort of shaped, I guess. I don't know. Up to my brow. Sort of in a triangle there. Now that we've done that, I'm just going to use this NYX pencil. It's one of their jumbo pencils. This is in the shade Rust, and it's like a really nice burgundy colour. And whilst I just buff off this brush so I can use it, I'm going to go ahead and pop that on my lash line. So I'm going to start with my left eye, because I did it the other way round the other day and completely ruined my left eye, and my right eye looked really nice. So I'm gonna tap that for you there, and hopefully we can just do this together. Now that I've kind of just smudged the colour on, I'm gonna use this Morphe brush. It's just a Morphe Jaclyn Hill brush, and I'm gonna try and sort of create a bit of smoothness with the brush. I'll try and press some of this shade Red Rock in and see if that enhances the shimmer a bit. Oh yeah, does kind of make it a bit bronzier, but not really. Cool, so that's kind of just made it look a bit more glittery. And then I'm going to use this coppery shade Lava, and I'm just going to buff that into my lower lash line. See if we can get a bit of focus and the front cam action. Now, I've not really brought that directly into that inner corner, because when I did it the other day, it did give me Christmas vibes. Just felt a bit Christmassy for some reason. So yeah, not doing that. So I'm just going to maybe bring that down slightly lower so that you can see it a bit better. And then same over here. Cool, so that's how the eyes are looking, and that's sort of all I really want to do with them. Even if you did just sort of use the base without the liners and stuff, you could really turn that into a nice really bronzed look, which I might actually do because it could go somewhere and look really glam. So that's all we're doing for now. I'm going to grab mascara, we'll do brows, a bit of lips, and maybe just add a really subtle glow, whether it's with some setting spray or a cream highlighter. I would quite like to add just a light bit of a more glowy look. For brows, I'm gonna just use this clean spoolie and brush mine up. Just so, I'm trying not to use the screen, but it's impossible. And I'm just gonna, oh, that's got a bit of mascara on it. Great, look, oh my god, look at those two hairs. This is how unruly my brows are getting. Stay there. And then I'm gonna use my Glossier Boy Brow, and this is just the clear one. Don't love it, don't hate it, just sort of find it to be quite a nice product to sort of clean any foundation or any colour that may have stuck on your brows. Look at them. Wow, my brows are getting proper big now. Proper big. And then maybe I should yeah, that looks quite controlled. For my lashes, I'm going to be using the Voluminous Lash Paradise by L'Oreal. I do love this, but sometimes I feel like it's never, like the product never slows down in it. It's forever clumpy, but I think that's quite a nice. And then a little bit just to sort of redefine the bottoms. For lips, I don't want to use my normal lip liner. I would quite like to use something pinky, so I think I might try and grab this Charlotte Tilbury one that I have, because I think it would go perfectly with this. Got it. It is Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in Pink Venus. Now, this shade is, so anyone else, like, I thought I was going to try and get myself out of looking around for my mirror, but it's a really, really pretty colour. Look at that. Perfect. It just goes well with, oh, God, I hope it's not. And then I think I'm going to just use the Tatcha Kissu Lip Mask as my lip colour, because it's a really, really nice sort of like, that is the consistency, if you can see. It's so nice and jelly-like. And then I'm just going to blend that liner in, and nice. That's the only thing you gotta think, don't rub it over too much because then I'm spreading it. But you know, like you rub your lip balm in a bit loose. And then I'm just gonna go back in with the liner and go just over slightly. There we go. Cool, so this is the finished look, guys. I really hope you enjoyed watching this tutorial. Let me know if there's any other videos you want to see. I've got loads that I want to do. There's loads of hair ones I want to do, but every time I go to do them, it just isn't the way I wanted it to look. But I do have one of the new Lulabelle's, the mini grande ponies, which I really want to do a tutorial on. Because I have been wearing it non-stop and loving it. And then loads of other makeup looks, but I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup look. It's quite, I would say it's quite subtle. The skin, you can sort of do what you want. I didn't actually end up adding any more highlight. I just kept it as it was. It does look really fresh and quite dewy considering we used a matte foundation, although we went in with that glowy base first. I didn't powder it too much, and yeah, I'm actually really pleased with this. I wish I had somewhere to go. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.